Hello, welcome back to Demonology, an actual play podcast. As is season 3, The House Crosses, and it's episode 11. I'll always get the second one right because I don't know what the first one is, but people tell me, and we record these back to back. Anyway, I'm Alex. I'm the medium. Pronouns he, they.
I'm Siobhan. My pronouns are he, him, and I play Benedict Brideshead, the ritualist.
Hi, I'm Fionn. My pronouns are he, him, and I play the Druid Knight, the Lord Commander of the Knights of High Brazil, Sir Rumpert Umpret, the Boisterous of Deceit.
Getting in the whole title there.
I felt like I wanted to stretch my tongue muscle.
Hi, I'm Mo, and I'll be playing Eli Swalthorn.
Woo!
My pronouns are they, them. Whoops.
Whoa, they, them, yeah!
Hi, this is a lot of pressure. I was hoping you could do this.
Oh, yeah, I could do it. Hi, this is Felix, and this is...
Sen.
There we go. We use they, them pronouns. We are playing as Daffodil, senior high courtesan of everywhere and everyone, and...
I play Alda, who is a Presidium Knight.
Delightful. Thank you, everybody. Last time, you were beat up an imp. Doesn't matter. Anyway, now you're breaking into an arrested woman's house, and you were like, "Oh, there's a guard at the door. Great, we're gonna have to break in around the side." And then you lured the guard away, and turns out that wasn't a guard at the door. These were vagabonds also investigating the same house. And then you fucking rolled them. Were they there? Rumpert caught 3 in one go.
Did, yes.
Real.
One was jumping out of a window, almost died, but got healed. It's all good. They're now all in one room. And
yeah.
They're, I think, I can't tell if it's the people after 20 minutes. But you've caused a lot of concussions by warranty of knocking people into unconsciousness, which is not healthy. But
Super bad for you.
It's a little game, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the scene that we're back into is some people huddle in a corner, Rumpert holding everyone's weapons, some guy having just been healed, and Alder by the door with Dennis wagging his tail and then just punching this other guard in the face.
Pull her indoors. Pull her indoors. Thank you, Alder. Well, ladies and gentlemen, wake up.
Sorry, I was watching the little video in the Facebook. I articulate so much. Anyway, I'll stop that now. The one who has been healed doesn't sit up, but does speak first and says, "Would you mind sitting me up?"
Oh, yes.
No problem. Pick him up by the scruff of his shirt and kind of kick his feet in so he's in a seated position.
Winces quite a lot as this is happening and says, "I suppose that it's mostly on me what happened. And I appreciate
your name is
Richard."
Briggs.
Yes, I think this is Richard Briggs.
I'm glad you've heard of me. He's he is wearing years of the weather on his face. He's skin is sort of dry in places, where he's been in the middle of the wilds for a long period without proper facial care, and he is you can tell he is toned, experienced, and yeah, that's the general vibe of Richard Briggs. I don't want to generally just do he's got a cool sexy scar on his face, but he probably does. He's cool and sexy, and he's got a little scar probably.
Wilcox, have you made another hot little bod?
Oh no! Yeah. And
Alright.
what?
No, nothing. Just wanted to check.
So, you manhandle the hot guy, and then, yeah, he says, seems you've already heard of me.
Yes, not in nice words, and I am disinclined to be nice to you either, Mr. Brix, as if we weren't the people that we were, you might have hurt us.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the people that you are, so I can't possibly attest to that. But from my position, you're as disreputable as I am.
Now,
We are breaking into the same house, after all.
yes, but we're doing it for good reasons.
They
What
also
are
might be doing
yours?
it for good reasons.
Well, sir, how do you not know that I'm doing it for good reasons as well?
I've been told you're a
You don't
vagabond.
look like you do good things.
And you also
Very
said
true,
that with a
Alden.
kind of roguish inclination that suggests that you are lying.
It was very dashing of you.
Yeah, it's too dashing to be a nice person.
Look, I am under the employ of an individual who asked me to search a house.
Very good.
And you should require me to reveal this, I assume.
Oh, yes.
Please.
Fortunately, I'm not going to make it hard for you.
Well, come along.
I didn't say I was going to make it seamless.
Oh, Richard, must we
Absolute-
play this?
Listen, absolutely not. Daffodil will walk over and cast exquisite charm over some glitter over this man's head, which will I will make it so that he is inclined to reveal more than he would normally, which I hope translates into an extra die for any roll. He's so
I-
trusting of us. He thinks this is what
Yeah.
should have happened to me: falling from a window, dislocating
Oh,
something.
Getting
Like-
beaten up by Alder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Getting beat up by Alder. Everything is exactly as it should have been. I am so
Yeah,
grateful to
yeah,
this
yeah.
gorgeous, gorgeous woman for putting sense into my body.
Yeah, you cast the spell. And I think like one of the remainder of the crew like pipes up and goes, "What are you doing to him?"
First of all, you wouldn't be too taken aback because much like Rumpert, Daffodil also has bring mistletoe and oak. So this is not witchcraft. And
No, I know, but like you can still
Daffodil will
say,
just
"What are you doing to him?"
flick the hair and say, just making everything easier for all of us. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, Richard just goes, hold on. All right. The thing is here, I feel inclined in some way or another to give you something a little for free. However, it's not all going to be for free.
I mean, do you want an exchange?
Well, I'm hoping that as a part of supplying information and information at a price, you will let me and my merry band go free. And the thing is, I'll simply tell you how much I am right here being hired for, and then you can furnish me with half. And I'd say that I've already done perfectly a great amount of work into heading myself home for a period of rest and recuperation.
I would suggest a quarter, considering that without our help, you would have been dead by now.
Yeah, but resources don't go down to a half, do they?
To a
No,
half.
no.
Yeah, no.
No, they don't.
Essentially,
Give him
I'll
a
give
resource
you
and he'll
your
be
free
fine.
information first, but he'll just open up for a resource. This man can be bought.
Oh, yes,
is that
quite.
simple.
That's easy. I'm
Um,
very rich. Just take them. In fact, can you move your arms?
just about. But the thing he will provide for free is look, I've been hired as a part of a larger job. I haven't been told anything about this larger job just yet, but I'm almost certain that it's got something to do with all of these witchcraft allegations that are going about the town. So I'm here breaking into this house, looking for any evidence of its reality.
That is very merry and good, but who has hired you?
And that is where your friend providing me with a righteous sum has helped that. I've been hired by a woman called Gerda Cock out of the.
Oh! No, stop. Yes, we know her.
Could
You
the two
are, I
of you
suppose,
just
staying at the Fat Cod, yes?
Yeah, that's what I was about
And that
to
is
say.
where she solicited your services?
Yeah. We
Yeah,
met
right,
earlier in
okay.
the afternoon, and she said just before the start of the evening, go along to here and.
All right. Well, yeah.
Well, it feels like
I'm
a waste
sorry
of
to be
money,
interrupting this. She was going to share this information with us anyway. Can I take that?
Yeah.
Can we take that resource? Take our gold
I've
back.
not,
No,
I've
no,
not,
no, no,
I've
no,
not
no.
given it. I've not given it to him yet. It's still in my hand.
I think he would only have told you that if he'd already accepted the money.
Well, he told me he could move his arms, and I didn't put it in his hands yet.
Well, oh come on. I didn't say he could move his hands.
Elder wants to know.
you should also just drop all of your lead and stuff on top of him.
Yeah, just empty my pockets.
Well, he said, "Oh, okay, you know Gerda, which means I can gather whoabouts you might be." She said that it is a not unlikely occurrence that I might encounter a group of frustratingly prepared individuals who may harry or assist my investigations. She didn't quite know. It seems that you are in the capacity of doing both at the same time.
Cheers.
Here's to that. Do you know? What do you think, chaps? Should I give him the money?
I mean,
Yeah, fuck it.
I
Might
just
as
want to
well.
chime in and say that he's in a very vulnerable position. Why are we
Weird
bribing
thing
him?
to say about
Why
a
can't we
person.
strike fear into this person? For our
Well,
own
why
good?
do we need to?
Because money.
he
Keep it in your pockets.
should also tell us what he's found, if anything.
Well, we
All
were.
right.
Is he
Yes.
ticklish?
Dexterity check.
Like, for real?
Go for it. I don't
Oh
mind.
my god.
He's like, come on, I'm not hiding anything.
Wait, I can roll for you. What's that? 2d6.
Mhm.
Let's find out.
Let's
Oh, no.
find out.
No, I can't.
Oh, no.
Can't.
2.
Yay!
That's a partial. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's ticklish. And you tickle him.
Wait. Can I use Dennis's tail?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
turn
yeah.
around and I just.
Everybody sees of his crew as they have started to awake the strange torture of their boss.
So,
Hmm.
yes, Richard. I'll keep the money, and the dog will stop tickling you. Is that good?
I think he says, whatever. Please, just stop this ridiculous. Can we go?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, we can go once we have searched. Just because you have searched doesn't mean shit to me.
Yeah,
personally.
no, I
Yeah,
don't care
you-
about you staying or going. I'm talking about us. We
Yes,
were
you could
halfway
all-
out the door when you came in.
You can all go, but what did you find? If you'd like this gold.
Yeah, partial success going on there. He says gold first this time.
He's learned. I'll just flick it in the air to him.
He catches it and then throws back a little journal. Peasant girl could read and write.
Unusual. Very unusual.
Well, that's all yours. I've already had a flick through. Not a pretty thorough one. But if I say that I encountered you and maybe I'll still make my money. Well, anyway, I'm sure I'll see you tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Briggs.
I help him to his feet and dust him off a bit.
Yeah. He just sort of like gathers his group and then says, "Till tonight."
Mr. Bricks,
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you'll be wanting all of your weaponry back.
Would be appreciated.
I'm trying to think of the appropriate adverb, and I'm settling on largely. I very largely hand back each of them their weapon with like quite a hard look in all of their eyes.
For some
Remind
reason,
them-
in this scene, Rumpet is bigger than usual. It is just Rumpet is usually bigger than most people, but in this scene, it is like Gandalf with the hobbits. I don't know why. But anyway, one small thing to note about Richard Bricks is also that at some point, not textually that we played out, the conversation did switch from Danish to English, as he is, because I was not doing a stupid little accent that I'm not very good at. He is actually English.
Was that Metabangor's journal?
Yes.
It is indeed.
Where are these fucking rats then?
Yes. I would like to ask the same.
Can I search for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. What do you want to roll?
Can I do?
I think this could be quite broad in what you apply to the situation. I mean, and what you apply will indicate what you get back.
For tiny little rat footprints.
Look at the little rat footprint. It's probably a perception.
Or
With
little rat
hunting.
poops. Oh, hunting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yes, facts, sure. It's really turned around. I'm now in the mood to accept all hunting.
It's open season.
For hunting, which is bad for animals. Ooh, well, there you go. That's a good little success. So, at first indication, no rats. However, with your little eagle eyes, you do search around the building, and you find the sorts of holes in the wood that could allow a rat to get through. Fun fact. Generally,
no rats inside.
A rat can fit through a hole the size of a pen.
They can squish themselves.
Yeah, they're just little guys. They're just little
Squishy
guys.
So there's no rats in the building at all.
No, but there are evidence of
Rats being there.
eerie long lines of rats
Hmm.
going very specific
Maybe-
ways through the house. From like coming in the foundations, going up the stairs, and into the bedroom.
Let's find out, everyone.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, the house has already been picked apart. It's narrow and it's like 2 stories, with a sort of like attic style bedroom upstairs, with 1 bed, and downstairs is essentially just a shared room of a kitchen / living space. And it is as overturned as it could be.
Well, I think this is why I brought my rat corpse with me. I'm going to cast Theomania. Theomania. Over a period, you may ask 3 questions about details and people you see or are presented with, the medium answering honestly. However, with each question, you lose all inhibitions and social graces, breaking out in spontaneous dance, talking to furniture, and all manner of unpredictable, ecstatic behavior. I thought it was best to cast this here in a place where only we could see.
Over a period, though. So if you do wish to go investigate that other house, you will be doing this through the street.
Yeah. But right now, I may ask, yeah, fine. I'll do it through the street.
Well, no, I mean, right now you're in the house. That's fine. That's fine. What do you want to ask?
Right. So I shall pop out the handkerchief that Rumpet gave me, the rat in, lay it on a table, take off my cape and my hat, pop off my gloves and my boots, and then kneel by the table, close my eyes, and just start pounding out a beat that is far more resonant than it should be in the space because it is magic, of course.
Mhm.
My holy symbol glowing. And my first question I shall ask is, did Meta Bangors send this rat?
No. The rest of you see after the beat is pounded out, Benedict starts scurrying around the house. You see Benedict just sort of like scratching at little holes, but like you see Benedict walk the exact trace the rat tracks lead, and you see like Benedict doesn't follow the track to go back downstairs. Benedict goes from the place where the tracks start and then follows them like precisely, and then just stares at the bed.
I think he's done something strange.
Yeah, it's
If anyone has questions they want me to ask, you have to say it to me because Benedict is too ecstatic to be able to ask you himself.
like you get that response and you are able to return to like somewhat like semblance of sanity. However, you will I think you're a little bit weird for the whole period until you've asked all your 3 questions.
Yeah,
However, like when you ask the question, that's when you go fucking weird.
Bangors did not send the rats. She is not a witch of that sort.
Is Meta Bangors a witch of any sort?
Is Meta Bangors a witch of any kind? Be it white or black?
Yeah, hold on. When you ask 3 questions about details and people you see or are presented with, you are currently not presented with Meta Bangors.
Okay. Has this house been the location of any mystery?
Yeah. You can get that. You can get that. Benedict is sniffing like all the floorboards. Like there's I'll even give you that there is no secret area within the house. No magic has been cast here, apart from Theomania and Wondrous Binding and Balance. And
so other than the magic we did, no magic's
yeah.
been cast here.
Yeah.
Interesting, which implies that the rats were sent here.
Which means I may have my 3rd question. Before I ask of the spirits, does anyone else have a question they would like? Well then, where was this rat sent from?
You'll have to follow the path, but you can follow the path.
I will follow the path. Everyone else has to make excuses for Benedict because he's about to go. Maybe it's ecstatic leaping across this here town.
Could I have done something in this time? Could I read the diary with cryptology to see if there's anything in there that's worth?
I think you can do that while you're following Benedict through Kurgan. Yeah.
Is that an insight roll?
I think that's definitely an insight.
Let's see if I get anything. I do.
Yeah, so I think yeah, that's fine. It's just going to take you some time. So I think
the time.
Yeah, you've got the time. I think it is one of those cases where a lot of it is dull because it's just somebody talking about their day, like endlessly. Reading through a diary is not scintillating. It's not like fascinating unless they're particularly outrageous. And her life is not particularly outrageous from what you can see in its broad strokes. There is also, in terms of cryptology, there's no like apparent secret hidden code that you can see. Remind me to give you those details at the end of the day. So maybe make a note that I owe you the details of this journal. Benedict begins to scurry on all 4s through the town of Kurga. Out the door and past the church and down the street.
Oh, wow.
Older, could you start shouting after him as if he's stolen something from you?
Benedict! Benedict, get back here, you fucker! Come back
I
here!
suppose, are we all just in tandem behind him, like trying to catch up?
But the
Stop
thing
that
is,
dog!
human people are not fast on all fours.
No.
You haven't
Okay,
watched
so-
the Wolf Show. What's the Wolf Show? The Teen Wolf. They do run on all fours on that one.
No, but the thing is, he's walking like a rat.
Oh, we
Human
were just
people are
like power
fast.
walking behind him.
Mm.
I
Just
think
like a little
walking
bit of
around him in
fast
a way
walk.
that, we're protecting him on both sides, so maybe it might not be as noticeable.
Oh my
God damn it, Benedict.
I think honestly,
We're like escorting him.
somebody needs to do I guess this is any sighting of a guest using religious magic, even if they don't know that you're using religious magic. If it's going to increase hysteria, that's going to be what it's doing. I'm happy to. I just think that this will happen, and two hysteria will be incurred, and that's fine.
We've avoided a lot of it today.
You what's the length of a period
Sorry, what?
in the game division?
Oh yeah, it can. It's about
3
3
to 4
hours.
days.
I do think that quite frequently, of just like, yes, this period of the game.
Yeah, we were getting into. It'll be like from evening to early night, won't it? Because we're getting about there.
God, hold on, I just need to do a quick. Yeah, okay. You track it to, like, you go out of Kurga.
Oh.
Like, Benedict, like, you go down the street, you go past the church, you go through the market square, you go down another street and across the bridge, across the river, and like then you're out of central Kurga, and then you are following it sort of like through the like I suppose they'd be like broad like brick paths, like stone sort of like slab paths, like essentially eventually leading onto the dirt tracks that lead away. And it is like about an hour of Benedict doing this, but like I guess you don't stop.
I can't stop.
Yeah, no.
I am quite literally possessed.
Christ. And I think
Did someone bring my boots and gloves and cape and hat?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got him.
oh he gains lucidity enough to just my things.
Daffodil and Alder are in the back just going, Catholics.
And yeah, you go out of Kurga and you follow the road to up the river to where the river is. It's not thin, but it's like, you know, the river's pretty wide when it's coming out into the is that a bay or is that a sea? I guess it is the sea. The sea, Kurga Bugt, which is the bay of Kurga, and it eventually sort of like inland it becomes a bit thinner, and you shit in hell you come across like a little den of black rats.
Hell
And
yeah.
you like the rest of you are sort of like at this point following Benedict, like, and you know, not right up behind him. So Benedict, you start just digging in this little burrow of black rats on the riverside. And so I think when you snap to it, you're looking at a rat directly in the face as it shows you hell.
Ah. Yes, I think this is the place.
I think you probably recoil lest it does a little bite on your face.
Yeah. Here. This is the place.
Okay, and what is this place?
This is where the black rats have been coming from. I looked into a rat's eyes then and saw hell.
Oh, what did it look like for you?
But if the town of Slough exists yet, there.
I haven't been to Slough, but I have been to Staines, and that is, as far as I understand, a very similar place.
Just as bad.
Surely.
The
Well-
name was first recorded in 1195 as Slough.
There we go.
Nice.
So, friends, herein, our witch did put the vision of hell within these rats. Why?
Oh, I can't answer that.
I was asking the party.
Oh, sorry.
Can
Yeah.
we do some sort of?
Sorry, did I not tell you?
Can we ask the rats? Is
Can
that
we
a dumb
do some
question?
sort of recollection test?
Do we try to do the same counterspell as earlier? Because if we wait a bit for me to draw another trinket, I could do that.
I mean, I can just counterspell them. I can try now. I have 3 virtue and 30. But if I break it, I won't learn who did this. I want to find the link before we break the link.
Okay.
Yeah, I think not a cast, but a recollection is probably a good idea.
Okay.
So, I'll tell you, it's bound. So bound demonology and bound taxonomy is what we're after as a knowledge. Aside from that, if anybody's got anything to argue, throw it in. But who has
Veterinary science.
Veterinary science.
Oh, you've all got veterinary science.
We're all vets.
Anybody who's got demonology and bound taxonomy, anybody who's got veterinary science.
Excellent.
Any folklore going to help us, or church
have
law
folklore.
maybe?
I'll allow church law. I don't think folklore.
Oh my God, getting in the church law twice today.
Yeah.
2 questions so far. 3 questions.
3 questions.
Oh, do we just stand by and watch?
Maybe if the little rats had an army.
Was that it? Mo,
That's a
nothing?
military tactic.
I
Yeah,
can
most-
only do veterinary science.
Yeah,
Good.
most got a dice. Go for a dice. Nope.
No.
So
Other
you got 3
questions.
questions. Well, I can give you some broad info, but I don't know what broad info you're after. Are you after information about the black rat as a monster, or are you after something else?
We want something else because the black rat. Breaking the spell won't be that hard on the black rats. It's more about we want context, don't we, Gabe?
Let me.
Yes.
Well, I'll give you something, which is a creature which has been bound with bound as a standard of the devil, as a black goat or black rat might be. You can determine through Rumpert's description of hell being, like traditional biblical, everybody's being tortured and it's horrible and there's fire everywhere, to Slough is through the death of one of the creatures, the spell is starting to break anyway. So I'll give you that for free.
What is the spell? What is the intention of binding a rat or a goat?
When someone kills the black rat, it summons a wraith.
Ah, yes.
And
So
why Meta Bangor?
It's very difficult to. Is that a question?
I would like to.
Yeah, it's very difficult to, because you're looking at a burrow of rats. So I can speculate for you if you should like. But I can't really give something specific because you're sort of like gleaning an intention.
Okay. Can I do more, not necessarily more specific, but more information if I were to also ask for guidance?
Guidance would help. That is a good guidance question. I'd say
Okay.
what you can get here is much more information about the black rat, about the burrow, about the area, about sort of like the physical things in front of you, rather than
Let's do that.
You can't sort of it would be like inciting the rat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will make Daffodil
Well,
go to the edge of the
let's-
water and
Yeah, let's finish so you got 2 more questions and then we'll do the guidance as well. So 2 more questions, black rats and the surroundings that you've got. So you know from one of the questions, unfortunately, Rumpert has begun the release of the Rattus Wraith.
Sorry.
And the brilliant thing is you chose that the rat was dead. And when you did it, I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds fun. I really thought Siobhan was going to go, no! But you said, oh, I think I just really overzealously try the counterspell and then the rat dies. And I was like, oh no. That makes sense though, doesn't it?
I think somewhere in my subconscious, I knew something was wrong because I said to Daffodil, did you feel that?
That is true.
Other questions. About the surrounding area. How recently has someone been here that isn't us? Can we tell about that by looking around?
3 nights ago.
I'm quite troubled by this. Someone has put a hex on a maid and then seemingly blameless young women and some older women. Is it all misdirection, do you think?
I'm inclined to believe that people are trying to sow chaos in order to do something else. We understand that the witch's goal is to bring about Paimon. Everything else is a means of raising hysteria. So they create witch trials, create evidence of false witches to stir up the peoples into the stirrings, into the doings. And then I suppose, old chap, they'll find some way to pull the devil out of the damn rings of hell.
Marriott,
Eli.
does any of this look familiar?
Oh yes, we keep forgetting we have a former witch with us.
A former witch of Paimon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, does any of this look familiar? If you give me a question, then I think this is another avenue of information. This is just part of the recollection. If you have a question that you want to filter through Marriott's understanding,
yes. Let's filter this third question through Marriott's understanding. But what question do we have for her?
We need to be able to find where this lair is, right?
This den of rats?
No, the lair of the witch that has done all of this.
Yes, ultimately we do have to do that, but I don't know how we can do that from this point.
It's vague, but you have evidence of when the person was last here. You could ask for the direction from whence they came, but that would still point in a vague geographic direction.
And probably from the direction that we came in, that would then get really confused with all the tracks of people going to a market town. Do we have a question for Marriott? Eli?
What about materials that they might have needed to use, which could tell us where they would go to collect them?
Yeah.
Because then we could put the Eli's agents to look out.
True, we could send Marriott to do her own sleuthing.
It would actually be really helpful if we could use Marriott to model what she thinks if she were a witch in this situation she would be doing.
In terms of the thing about ingredients is that would be for ephemera. There's no direct ingredient need to prepare a spell, which is to summon a monster, for example. So, I mean, she can probably just say that. It's just calling the standard of hell into some rats. Don't need anything for that. You just need the knowledge of the spell.
You would do it to rats by way of making sure that was spread as much as possible, because they're smaller. They can go more places.
It seems as if the black rats...
In speculating with you, she'd say a goat is usually the way that you would go about it. So this is somebody experimenting with the magic. But also, a goat walking through a modern market town, a bit less inconspicuous than a horde of rats.
Let us save our third question then. Let me.
So shall we do an ominous vision
from the lake?
Yeah.
Can everyone see this? That would be quite fun.
Sure. Oh
So
man.
let's trickle down the water.
What are you asking?
Well, it was going to be why meta bangors, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah.
my initial instinct, but Alex sort of hinted that that would not be a good idea.
You could do it with the with your guidance. I think guidance is the right way to do it. Rather
Okay.
than with
Let's see a vision of why the rats have chosen Metabangle.
I like to think about how I would articulate this in words, and then I think about little pictures.
You can do us like Plague Tale or Dishonored, like vision of rats.
Oh,
The
yeah.
rats
What
seeing
if
someone, then going to meta?
if all of the rats come out of the burrow and there are black rats and white rats and brown rats, and there's all of the rats, and this is a burrow full of, this is next to a market town, a burrow of rats living in the river. Like there's plenty, and there's so many. Let me just have a look at my auspices.
Auspice.
Because that's going to help. Yeah, it's I think it's quite like light play, like shadow play, like shadow puppetry, and it's quite almost sort of like childlike.
Like a projection of a zoetrope.
Zoetrope. I don't know.
That's the spinny thing that has like shapes on the side and then projects on the wall.
Yeah.
Shadow puppets.
Yes. Yeah. So what you see is like all of the rats apart from one form a little house. And then one of the rats just sort of like floats through the water into the house. And then in place of the house, you see the rats that were the house form the picture of like a face with like big tusks and like horns. And then like the one rat plays like scared. And just sort of like swims a little bit away. And then the rats reform the house, and the house crumbles. And then the rat comes back, the one rat that was scared, and then just starts rebuilding the house bit by bit by bit until the house is nice and good again, but they built it a little bit crooked this time. It's part of the little rat game. And then like the rat just sort of like goes in through the front door and like has a sit down at the table.
Would this suggest like that's the intention, to rebuild everything for like Hellions to live in?
Yeah, potentially. Like that I think that's reading it. The house collapses and then new things go into the house.
She does not like to be specific, my mistress, does she?
No, but I would never openly complain about her because I worry that she watches.
She does.
I'm certain that she does. Can I make a suggestion? And I'm going to walk over to the rat nest and then just pick up some dirt. And I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to sit very heavily on the ground. And I'm going to have a vision, please.
Tell me the move, so I may read it.
Gorsedi Gedwig.
It's just communion.
It's just communion, yeah.
He just doth commune. That's your base one. 6th rank. Oh no. Once per day, you may commune with a natural sight or animal taking instance at the back of the tree. You may pose a question to whatever you commune.
What does the person who put witchcraft in this space look like?
That's so specific to be presented with confusing visions.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. You see every man that has ever walked over this bough before, and you see them slowly whittle down until they're working men, and they are men who it's a working man, middle-aged. And I don't know how much more to give you apart from confusing visions. If you see just sort of like a few dozen like middle-aged working men pass over the bow, and you see like all of these people simultaneously like echoed across one another, just sort of like kneel down to the rat's nest. And this didn't actually happen. Like this hasn't been like 20 people or like 30 people have gone. and like gone to this rat's nest, but these are the people who've gone near. And the land is saying, I don't know men, but I know this is the genre of man.
Okay. We're looking for a man of middle age, not someone fancy, a townsfolk, member of the townspeople. They're the one who did this. Whether they are the only witch is something that I am unaware of.
Benedict, if we were to rid ourselves of these rats, which are unfortunately corrupted, would that make the
wraith
appear here or elsewhere?
I think I would let you try and make the wraith appear here.
If I break the spell, the thing is, it's already begun.
The spell's
because
already breaking.
already broken. So
but
they
you
will
can
die.
maybe choose where it breaks.
Well then, I do hate to do this. Rumpert, could you burn these 4 unfortunate creatures alive?
No.
Well, either we summon the wraith at this moment, or we go away, and in a few days' time, a wraith just turns up.
Well, can't we break the spell a bit better?
No, it's in the,
I can't be
We-
bothered to
Not that
do
big a
that.
picture, please.
they've already started to die.
I'm not going to touch those rats. So find a better way, I guess, Rumpert.
Will they not perish anyway?
Not necessarily.
Exactly.
No, they won't. It is, for instance, if it had been a goat and the goat had died, immediately there would have been a wraith. But as the spell was across all of these rats, the first rat to die begins
like-
the breaking of that spell.
What's your
It's-
advice, Wilcox? If we kill them, will the wraith appear elsewhere, or are we more likely to make it appear here if we counterspell it?
Killing the rats, I won't make you roll for it. But what I will make you roll is something like a 3G to kill them in the way that they pop into it, that the wraith pops into existence here.
I can
Well-
do that. I can automatically success. Oh my god, what is it? What is the wording?
Succeed in a
Succeed.
surgery test.
Yeah, in a counterspell.
I'd allow you to use that to do it. Like,
But it means that I will be without magic for this confrontation, so everyone else will have to do it.
No, I can then allow me to try.
I'm
Before we take
also-
away. all
I'm
of
also
your magic.
happy telling you a wraith is primacy 4, so as not to be fucked with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wraith's a hardcore.
Wraiths are hardcore. So you'd need your magic for that, so we don't want to cut you off, Daffodil. I'm
Yeah.
rocking currently with 5 charges on my holy symbol, so I can slang for a little while.
I can slang. I can.
Like,
I
Is
can
it
probably-
Do we
there's
wanna
nothing wrong with a
slang
bit of
right now?
fire?
Do we all want to just slang?
Please.
What did you say, sorry?
I just want to see something burn.
Well
Is it
then,
evening?
I'm pretty sure wraiths are immune to fire.
I don't know if they're immune to fire. I think they're immune to the cold.
Would they be immune to my eagle eye?
All right. Okay. Before we do this, recollection
They
test
are,
on
yeah.
wraiths.
Let's recollection test wraiths real quick before I go virtue breaking this.
I-
this spell.
I think at this point, night is coming.
Really don't want to do this at the nighttime.
Isn't that better because there would not be people around?
There's no one around now. We're just
Well,
by the
that's-
riverside.
But that's what I mean. Nobody's around because it's almost night. But if it were the middle of the day, there might be people not here but around or sailing or whatever. Did they want to see a wraith?
Oh my god, you're near Rhododendron Park, and oh my god. Sorry, I'm looking on Google Maps still. Yeah, you're near
Who has-
Rhododendron Park, and
Who has a cursed and revenant studies? Let's try and figure out.
Ah,
Let's
hello.
get some options.
there we go.
Yeah.
Druids
Um,
are
I think
folkloric, surely.
I'll also
I've
allow
got
folklore,
folklore
on rates.
and
Yeah,
Okay,
studies.
so that's 2d6 for you.
folklore's good on
Are you doing
rates.
mine?
Hmm?
Are you doing mine?
I can do yours too. Yeah,
Thank you. Too lazy.
let's do. I'll do this one's for you.
Nothing for me.
Not for me.
Nothing from Alda, sorry, and this one's from me.
Oh,
Oh,
good too.
Cool. What do you want to know?
And one for
Hey,
me.
3. There you go. What do you want to know?
Strengths, weaknesses.
That's 2. So weaknesses: lured to violent locations such as battlefields, execution chambers, and prisons.
Or the site of immense rat murder.
Yeah, if you kill a lot of rats, they'll come a crying. Resistances: it is incorporeal, so you cannot harm it with any mundane weapon at all.
But does like holy water
Damn.
work?
Would the holy water make our corporeal weapons work on the wraith?
Yes.
Oh, I have
Very
a lot
good.
of holy
We
water.
They
We
are.
all have one. A tincture.
The wraith is vulnerable to copper and dampened by sunlight. So
Ooh.
indeed fighting it at night right now, although you do have spells.
I do have spells.
It is immune to dark magic, fire, and the cold.
Okay, let's create a plan. Everyone change your changeable weapons to copper.
Done.
Do you have any copper stuff?
I didn't put the material down.
It's if you didn't put the material down, then it's probably just iron or steel.
Yeah.
But
So you need
like,
to use the tincture to apply it to whichever weapon you want.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we did like dipping our knives in like a poison or something. But
that'll be it.
That's what
it.
we decided on, but we
That's
didn't
the
do it
tincture.
then because they were not going to be useful. So we still have that. So you can still choose a weapon to dip it into. But also, I have a whip of holy water, so.
And also, I can give the tincture over my tincture to someone else because I have a spell which allows me to hit things that are incorporeal.
Well,
I might need them. I just have copper arrows.
Okay, we're good for that. Wait, you had a skill here. Bow and thrown are sweep. Okay. Once a day, you may pull a near impossible trick shot with any ranged weapon. Cool. So you can be our payload. Whichever.
I mean, I can
Yeah,
probably do the
let's that.
payload a bit better because I have a spell that does lightning damage.
Oh, fair enough.
I can do the lure. I can very efficiently 30 kill a bunch of rats in the proper way.
So you going for it?
Fuck
Yeah, why not?
Let's kill a wraith.
Why fucking not?
So our lure is killing the rats.
You're gonna do.
You said that I needed the proper 30 test to make sure I killed them all in the right way. Was that what you said? Yeah, I can do that.
If you fail that, the confrontation is going to be tricky because that wraith could be anywhere.
I should be okay. I have 3 virtue and 30 and church.
And you can always fate point it.
Got all the.
I can always fate point it, but I want to see. I also want to save my fate for in case I have to do like a ceremony twice at some point. So the lure is 30 test. The ambush is, what is our ambush?
Put a big net over it.
Because
it's a wraith.
We can put holy water on but we don't have a net.
Wait. I have my vines. I always have my vines. And if I'm doing transient figure, until the next turn, this person equipment they wield may physically interact with incorporeal creatures. So if I do transient figure on myself, would my vines as part of my equipment be able to interact with the wraith?
Your vines can anyway because they're magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Mundane weapons can't touch it.
Okay, so
but I'm already doing the payload, so I think
we can shift the payload to Sen, and you can do the lightning thing after.
Yeah, lightning's just the good first round.
Because Sen
anyway.
has both the thing that can impossible trick shot with the weapons, so that will just be a success, and you also have runes that deal extra damage, right? And one of them is already equipped. That's at the bottom of your thing, if I'm not wrong.
I'll give a bonus for impossible trick shot with a weapon, but it won't be enough.
Causes +2 damage.
The apoplexy.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'll do it.
So that's the apoplexy rune, which is a choleric rune.
An apoplexied presidium opening a fight is not bad.
Can we have Mo hide? Well, Eli hide, so that maybe what is the thing? The incapacitate a monster with eagle
I mean,
eye?
I can lie, but would it work? It says only. I can instantly kill and mobilize an unalerted human or monster whose maximum strength is lower than my rank.
That's not gonna work.
You have one last question. I can tell you what its maximum strength is.
What is the maximum strength of a wraith?
18.
18. That's not going to work.
Just get another Eli.
God damn it.
The only way to solve this problem is with 2 twunks.
We can just have Eli hide until it gets low enough.
I mean, I still have ambusher as long as I'm not the payload.
Easy then.
I'm able to take a turn of my own at the start of a confrontation.
Yep.
Cool.
Right.
Well,
So
let's do it. Look.
I'm the lure. The payload is Alder,
And
and the ambush is
Rumpet.
Rampart. There we go.
I can't
I'm just-
combine See True with Silly Season to make it be sunlight, can I? It's an
How
orb
many
of
trinkets
light.
do you have left?
4.
See,
Four.
like, see true being an orb of light. Yeah. A gleaming sphere of light that illuminates the other world in place of the sun. Yeah, okay. I'll allow see true to be sunlight with silly season. I think that's good.
Okay, so let's do that. That's the first thing. It's just that we'll put it there.
I'm just doing 2 spells already. I'm gonna there is a storm cloud gathering over the top of your silly season, but it will dissipate as soon as the lightning is released.
Okay, we need to affix this orb to something.
I think it's also worth saying that if the wraith sees the orb, regardless of the lure, it won't go near it. I think it's possible that's better cast upon its arrival.
Okay.
Personally speaking, if I hated sunlight, which sometimes I do, I wouldn't go near it, such as opening my curtains, which sometimes I do.
So the weakening would mean that it would take extra damage, right?
I think dampen means it gets less actions per turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Right. Shall we hit this?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's third it. You're
Right.
killing a
so
bunch of rats.
my lure. Can I throw in veterinary science?
Okay.
Yeah, go on. I'm euthanizing.
We've broken
a bunch of rats.
Wilcox. We broke them. That is a success.
That's a success. That's
That's
a
a
success. The
So, yeah, as they already left their caves, I'll just hold out my hands and breathe a golden mist, as we saw in Asgard, across them to carefully euthanize all of these rats at once.
Oh, Rumpet winces as he hears their little rat screams.
yeah,
Hellish rat screams.
You see one by one the black rats just bob up in the water and just bop, bop, bop until 4 of them have bobbed up. And then you see crawling out of the burrow is like first you see a little rat head, and it's like shimmering black against whatever like just past sunset light is remaining, and you see just sort of like this oozing darkness falling out of the burrow as this sort of like scurrying rat head the size of a person just sort of like squeezes out, and you see this humanoid body just sort of like starting to come behind it, furry, and as if like, yeah, just sort of like rat human hybrid, just sort of like starts to float above the water, just sort of like sniffing the bodies of the 4 dead rats, and then looks through the golden mist at Benedict.
Someone should do something now.
The gems are gone.
Roll.
What do I need to roll? Because it's a spell, so you see it's
Whatever you want. It's gonna happen. It's just if it works as an ambush.
Like this?
What am I looking at?
A rat?
Sure.
Can I roll athletics to do this nice and timely and pump in another die for military tactics because this is part of a plan? Or
Yeah.
to do it like athletics?
Sounds good.
It's a long throw. Good. That's 5 die.
Mhm.
Okay, thank God.
Woo!
That's a success. So yeah, I was about to send our mutual friend Will a picture of a rat, which he would have enjoyed. Though strangely, out of nowhere. Yeah, so the vines just sort of like streak out of the banks on either side of the river and just catch the like limbs of the rat wraith as it just sort of like screeches as each of these burn. And then
can I use? Is there any way to kind of like pull that so it's so that the cage is then brought back close to the shore?
yeah, a little bit, but it's still over the water a bit.
Okay.
And now it's your turn with your holy water pistols. Or
Pistols?
longbow, whatever you want to shoot
Yeah.
with.
Longbow.
Okay.
Pistol does
Um,
more damage.
It's still +1, so it's 2. Yeah, what do they need to roll now? Do they just use the talent, so that's an automatic
think-
success?
It's still going to be a weaponry, because it's
Okay.
got to be a
Oh,
roll
okay.
for the plan.
Oh, I
Did
see
they
what's
do-
been happening here. We've been saying pluses for weaponry, and that's just the old system. The bow does 1 damage and the pistol does 2. Just like
Oh,
straight
so
up
pistol
different
then.
I'll use a
things.
pistol.
So
Very happy
you
with
can roll 4. It's fighting.
That's
Nice.
a
Yeah.
success.
Nice.
Yes, excellent. So how does that happen? Describe the motion.
And this is with the pistol, right?
Mm.
Elder fumbles in the little harness thingy, looking for their pistol, and they pull out the pistol, trips over their foot, hits the trigger by mistake, and somehow manages to hit the target.
So that's the damage from the pistol +2 from the rune. So the rune is also
yeah,
shining.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, nice. The pistol shot, like, as the rat wraith sees the pistol levied at it, it just sort of like sniffles a bit at it, like, and then you drop the gun and it fires and it just tears through the darkness, and it just sort of like screeches in pain and takes its turn, unless Eli is able to supersede that.
I
is.
think I am, yep. Okay, it's going to be my arrows that are now made of copper.
Remember, you are always after 2 successes from now on, because otherwise it will act.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we're all in like close medium range except for Yumo.
That's fine.
1
Just
success.
the 1 success.
Hang on.
So what weapon are you using?
Longbow.
Have you got the changing arrows? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Runes have
Yeah.
changed, so it's
Bronze.
copper.
So that's 2
Oh.
damage.
And is that not a quick weapon, or is that in my imagination?
It is a quick weapon.
So I think you get another attack with it. You want to roll?
And we can see how many times it acts.
Another
Same roll.
46.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's another
hit.
single success. You're giving me extra little actions, and I love to see it.
Still trapped in a cage, though.
The cage, it's like caught with vines, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a cage.
It's a vine cage.
what you see is it just starts to jitter and just sort of like sniffle and snarl, and everybody's on the bank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's in. That sounds pretty close range.
Mo isn't in close range,
I'm a
we
bit
said.
further back.
Okay. Well, good for Eli, because the rat just explodes with a blast of freezing flame that just runs over the bank. It's a big little explosion. Does everybody want to dodge that?
I'd like to dodge.
I would love to
Controversial.
dodge.
I'm gonna dodge.
That's dexterity.
Dexterity
Yes.
rolls.
2d6.
Wilcox, I've never asked this before, but I feel like it now is prudent. My supportive sprites, do they give me? Could I get an extra die for them in dodging?
What is the wording?
You walk without a trace, or
Supportive strength.
You can never be encumbered unless wearing brimstone. I've written personally for myself, should try to use this to get a contextual die for dexterity checks.
I don't like to give too many contextual dice during a confrontation.
Yeah.
Um,
But are you gonna?
I'm just trying to find it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Is it motion of the sprites, or is it?
It's supportive sprites.
but aren't you also impervious?
I am also impervious.
That's witch magic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why can't I find supportive sprites? Can you read it to me?
Yeah, I can. It is.
You walk without trace,
Oh.
making no indent in the ground below, and walking atop
Yeah,
snow,
yeah.
mud, sand without sinking or sticking. You may never be encumbered unless wearing brimstone.
I don't think so.
Well, that's fine. It was worth a shot,
Yeah.
and I dodge it. It's fine.
Yeah, you dodge it. You dodge it fine. So, unfortunately, Alder and Daffodil are going to be hit by a freezing blast of fire and take 3 damage and take a moderate injury.
Ooh.
So make sure you roll a endurance test to see if you can move that moderate injury down to a minor injury.
That's 3d6 for you.
It takes 2 damage.
Yep.
And it does. So both of you are able to take a minor injury instead of a moderate injury. So that's good. But you still take 3 damage. Benedict and Rumpert are able to hit the bank as the fire washes over the back of them. The Wraith has done 4 damage to the vines, so it is on 1, and it takes its other turn because that was the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, shit! Sorry. It does 5 damage to the vines because it had lots of attack to spare because it was 2 reactions. 2 reactions. So now it takes its turn, and it lurches forward. And oh god, it's funniest to do this to Benedict, who's got 1 dice to dodge left with. As the rat just sort of like tries to, you killed the rats. It tries to just grasp onto your throat with its like claws. And the hands are there, and you feel them as they start to dig into your sort of like shoulders and neck. And they are showing you visions of those that you love in death and frosting their blood. And
so it's just visions of Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict is just like, no, I'm dying.
That's my favorite song from the soundtrack of Call Me By Your Name.
Would you like to use your dice to dodge it?
It actually no, I'm wearing armor. I'm gonna take some of this damage.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
something
shit, if we
incredibly
have
funny
armor.
happened there. Something so funny just happened there because as Siobhan was debating and finally as he said no, Sen sent a message to the group chat, and listeners at home, Sen's name on the group chat is Deranged. And it was like my exact thought as he said, no, I'm not going to dodge that, was crazy thing to do. Deranged!
Can I also point out the song is called it's called Rats, and it's about rats.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, is that the message you said? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm so sorry, Alex. If we have armor, do we take less damage?
Yes,
How much less?
that's a great question.
By its armor rating.
The armor that I have is 4, and yours is
Where am I?
the armor is 3.
Well, then
So-
take that away from what you took, and then take your durability down by 1. Once
Okay.
durability hits 0, you can't keep using that armor to take away.
Unless you
effect.
have runes of the boulder, which means that they never break.
What?
I'm so confused.
You've got 4 armor and it never breaks.
Yes.
I don't think anything can do damage to you.
Well, maybe.
That
so
feels
you-
like an oversight on our part, Wilcox, that we should come back
It's
to in
back
the
to
rewriting
time.
of the rules of our game.
I think you can only be damaged by a landmine.
God damn it. God damn
Anyway,
it.
but we still
aside
have a
from-
minor injury.
yeah, aside from Geneva Convention breaking armor,
That would be
Um,
5.
so you take 3 damage, but you don't, Siobhan. And
That's
can
fine.
you make a fortitude test?
Here, put 5
fortitude test.
durability.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, walk me back. So because I didn't dodge, how much damage did I take?
It's
And then
3
how much was-
damage.
but instead I take 1.
If you've got 2 armor, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing leather armor. All right, and a fortitude test.
Yep.
Well, let us see about my fortitude. I'm actually skilled in fortitude.
Christ.
Nah, this is a curse from heaven. I got nothing for this. Oh, good.
Hey.
Fortunate.
It's
As
good!
you feel everybody sees that while Benedict is being assaulted by visions of death, the rat is trying to crawl down his throat. But fortunately, you cease looking at the visions just in time to push away the hands that you can feel, and the rat instead proceeds to hiss and fly towards the burrow. Someone else's turn.
Yeah, I'm going to release my thundercloud. Okay, so either I do the cloud or I brawn it and prevent it from running away. Yeah, I'm going to hit it with my copper axe, and I'm going to try for a brawn test to kind of like hook the axe into it and kind of pinion it in place a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, go for a brawn test.
Well, no, because I can do that as a part of being the smasher
Being
quality on
smasher.
my axe. I get
Oh,
the
cool,
so I have
cool,
to land the thing, and then I
Right,
can do
yeah,
it. Like
sure.
I can, yeah. So this is for 4 damage. It's
That's-
good.
that's a double
It's
success. It's not going to do shit.
Yeah, it will actually, because it's a copper axe and I have transient figure on, which
I
means
meant-
that I can interact.
I meant
No,
I meant
the wraith.
the wraith's not
Oh,
going to
right.
act.
I thought you were being smug.
No. How much damage are you doing?
That's 4 damage.
Well, there you go.
And then the brawn test to pin it in place is also successful.
Well, shit.
Woo!
It's to read Smasher. If it's successful, a brawn test may follow up to see if further circumstantial damage has been done. And yeah, I think that is like you are holding your axe like smashed through the wraith, pinning it into the ground as it is sort of like frantically scratching and scratching away at the axe. Who wishes to act?
I could do the silly season plus. So I'll just walk up closer, so from medium to close range, and just do silly season plus see true.
Cool. That
And then
that just
everyone else
happens.
can, and everyone else
wanna-
can just.
The light
Do you
just
wanna-
sort of.
Do you want to maybe save that for because
I'm just
I
trying
could
to incapacitate if we don't get enough successes.
okay.
So the light shines above it and down onto it, and like I always come back to this. The Nazgul, when Frodo puts on the ring, the way they just sort of the shadows coming off of them just sort of like flow.
The ripple like paper flames.
Yeah, like liquid nitrogen.
Hmm.
Like liquid nitrogen, the sunlight just starts like evaporating this thing. Like it is sort of what's the I'm trying to think of sort of like a way to articulate that it is just sort of reduced down with the sunlight hitting it, that it just looks like a scrawny rat man.
Hmm.
Somebody want to hit the scrawny rat man?
Could I take my halberd to it because it's so deigned to touch me?
Sure.
Yes.
But is
very
it
good.
a copper thing, or do you have?
It's face steel.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that'll
I
do
mean,
it.
I could
Tasty, and
fast some more
it's not
arrows.
mundane. So I'm going to come in with a weaponry test with a face steel halberd and see how we go. Question, because it'll be the only fight of the day, shall I just do Angel Hammer, Theon?
Yes, you should.
Yeah, I should. So Angel Hammer. Once per day, you may strike the ground with a weapon, causing a great resounding sound, etc., etc. Alternately, you may make a physical attack that deals an extra 1d6 plus your virtue in damage to said monster, making them lose that combative. So, yeah, weaponry test, 3d6. Does anyone want to lend me their military tactics knowledge?
Hmm.
Okay.
That's
Because Alder's there in
Mhm.
Yeah.
place.
burning.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
Good.
So what's about to happen is the halberd does 2 damage. Then I'm going to add my own virtue to that, which is 3. So that's 5 damage. And then I'll just roll a d6 and see what happens. Okay, that's nice. That's okay. It's just 6 damage.
Nice.
You sever off the incorporeal head of a wraith
Woo!
that had moments ago tried to possess you.
Life is good.
Life is good. Let's keep chopping it.
Oh, yeah, it's dead. That's over. You killed it. Congrats. You killed my little rat guy. Thanks. I had such high hopes for little rat guy. Yeah.
Well
is-
conceived.
Hmm.
Well conceived.
Oh, like he was gonna go possess someone.
And I'm sure that he was the dirty bugger.
But anyway, yeah. Congrats. Little rat guy's dead. You should. What do you do?
Was anyone actually harmed in that confrontation?
We were.
I was a little. I took 1 damage.
Injuries, but not and then injuries and 1 damage, I think.
Okay. I'm going to just heal Benedict.
Why, thank you.
Nods appreciatively. I think he thought that Benedict was a bit of a knob, and seeing you chop that thing's head off with an angel hammer was quite special.
So, someone made these black rats with the understanding that people would want to kill the rats. Probably Meta would want to kill the rats that came into her house, which leads me to the idea that someone wanted to possess Meta Bangles.
If anything, the idea of possession feeds into our earlier theory about them wanting to sow hysteria. Yes, you possess someone with a wraith, and then suddenly it's like, oh, they're a witch. It's a good way of setting up someone as a witch who is not necessarily one.
Yes. What continues to confuse me is Regitza.
The hex bag?
Yes. Why target
Well, maybe we
the
should
maid?
maybe we should look for working men who would have some issue with the Gitza.
We would be delighted to find out.
Well, this has been a lovely outing to the woods.
Should we have dinner or something like that?
Yes, we should probably go to the old cod.
Fat cod.
The fat cod. In the meantime, we should
Every-
probably burn this evidence.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everybody gets 1 prestige for those left who celebrate it.
I'm still adding it on.
Yeah.
You know, in the new game plus part.
Exactly.
There's 2 resources of Wraith Essence.
Ooh.
Sort of the like ichor-like substance left over from the liquid shadow that the Wraith exuded.
I would like to take the Wraith Essence. I've spent a great deal of my money on the party thus far.
No, it's 2 resources, but it's also Wraith Essence. Depends what you want to do with it.
I'll take 1 Wraith Essence. Someone else want the Wraith Essence?
I could take one to
What can
trade
one
it
do with
for.
Wraith Essence?
Probably some really horrible fucking stuff. I mean,
Yeah, probably some really dreadful stuff.
whatever you'd like to do with some Wraith Essence that you think might be possible with Wraith Essence, I'd be down to hear.
Make some disgusting butter.
That makes you shit, not
Some
fireflies, but
rat
little
wraith
moths.
butter. Ugh.
Makes you shit tiny rats.
Yeah,
Little
poison
rat.
everyone at a party. Give them visions of hell.
I shall take the Wraith Essence because I'm very certain that I might use this to make some kind of smoke grenade from later on, and I find that very amusing.
I will tell you now before I forget, Felix. The Daffodil discovers from the book that Meta began seeing the rats 2 nights ago. As they started parading into her room and just staring at her as she slept and giving her horrible nightmares. She said that she could not shoo them away and that they would bite her if she got near, but they would be gone by the morning. So she would just lie petrified in bed, looking at the demon rats. And as you comb through the book for longer, you see that generally people have had an ill opinion of her because of her family's passing, and that she is in some way deemed by the local townsfolk as a little cursed, and that she lives in a plague house. So she is that is something that she struggles with occasionally in the journal, of just sort of like, again, feeling ostracized from X person because and you over the course of the weeks or months that you read get the story of it. If you have any other questions about the book, then you can note down that you've got those for next time, but I think we probably while you're doing investigating next time, it's probably worth thinking about that if you'd like.
We should just do Eli's agents before we go away.
You've still got to chat with Gerda as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah.
So I think there's
I can do
still a
it just
bit
before we go to
more.
bed.
Yeah, there's still a bit more
Gerda
just
to
at the
see.
end of the day to do. Though I shall report to you, purely for the drama of it, that hysteria is at 45.
Oh, so this wraith thing hasn't done anything to reduce it?
No one saw us do it.
No one saw the wraith?
Well, maybe tomorrow is worth doing a party.
You could
everyone.
I'm
Very
going to
could take-
do something right now.
you could take into the center of town just some dead rats and say, "We got them, everybody! Killed 5 rats!"
On
I
pikes.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to do bring mistletoe and oak tonight. Or this. Is it dusk now? Is it about dusk?
Yeah, dusk is sort of like you are in
Wait,
dusk. or it is
why not
past.
do it like at luncheon time tomorrow? Because we want you just for a summit, don't we? We don't know enough people yet.
Your joinings. Okay, so on top of this, once per scenario, at dusk, you may lead a procession of animals and essentials from a forest into a town and back to the forest. Everyone forgets. So I have to do it at dusk, which is why
Oh,
we're
you
going
have
to
to
do
do
it
it at
now.
dusk. Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's a like. Wasn't
Oh, we could do it together.
do you both have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both have
That's
it.
quite funny. What do you reduce it by?
So everyone, as a result, you may roll 3 dice. Each successful die increases public opinion by 1, and hysteria is reduced by the sum total of each die.
That's nice. Go for it. Oh,
Well,
14.
I reduce hysteria by 13, but I don't get any increase in public opinion.
Oh, same.
Oh, nice.
So hysteria now
reduced
rests
to-
at 25.
And we do this by like coming back into town with a bunch of
Bunch of rats.
Rats on
Like
sticks.
50 rats just following behind
It's a rat
you.
parade.
Oh,
And
the
like,
rats are
it's
doing
loads of rats and bugbears.
the rats are doing their like little like shadow puppetry again. That's cute. That's cute. Good for them. They've got a hobby. And before we wrap up, have you learnt a new detail that will lead you closer to the demon's hand?
Yeah, we know that he's a working man of middle age.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we know roughly
Have-
what he looks like.
Have you gained a new or useful ally in your fight against the demon's hand?
Richard.
Richard Bricks. I'm going to say Richard Bricks. Yeah.
I will allow you to consider at this venture Gerda.
At last, we can take it. All right,
because
that's fair.
because Gerda has said that you are likely to cause a problem or be supportive, so you're on her mind. But I think Richard will require, like, you didn't pay him extra, you tickled him. Have you formed a closer bond with one of your fellow inquisitors?
I think we should be fine on
Rumpert
that.
feels closer to Benedict.
Yeah, I think I feel closer to everyone after the showing I've given myself today.
I think. Oh yeah, Christ!
We've all
yeah.
seen a lot more of Benedict.
I think for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Benedict and Alder, and I think Benedict and Daffodil, and I think Rumpert and what? Yeah, what were you arguing, Fionn?
I was gonna say Rumpert now respects Benedict a lot more.
Yeah, cool. And Eli?
Not sure.
I mean, you're at the point where you don't need XP anymore, so who cares? Like,
Very true.
there's closer
Yeah,
bond
there
with
wasn't much
who?
bonding this episode.
Don't know. Don't need to. Don't need all that. But yeah, because Alder and Benedict did the dog heist.
Yeah.
Mhm. We did.
Reverse dog heist, where the dog is doing the heist.
Actually,
and,
heist dog.
Daffodil and Benedict went to the toilet together.
We did do that. We did.
Cool. Well, with that, we shall call it a day. So thank you for listening. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, give us lots of stars on the podcast catcher of your choice, because it's really appreciated. And also, as Siobhan rightly points out, tell everybody you know. Be like, listen to this podcast, and I won't tell you what it is, and then they'll go like, okay, And then they'll go, either that was actually quite cool, thank you for introducing me to it, or it wasn't really my sort of thing. And then you're going to be like, cool, that's all right. Thanks for checking it out. And then you know what a fun interaction that you'll have with people. That'll be nice. Aside from that, thanks to Oscar Russel from Watchtower Design. Find more of Oscar's graphic design on Watchtower Design, and Tasha Sofla for the music. That was the weirdest. That was really weird not doing it in the way that I usually do. And check us out at Six Planes Games or at Six Planes on social medias. And send us an email because we'd love to hear from you. Gmail, sixplanesgames@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. And with that, thank you for listening and goodbye.
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 Bye.
Mo clap.
My brain switched off.
But
My brain completely switched off.
it's okay. We have Mo's perfectly isolated by itself several moments after the rest of us.
It's okay. I'll make a note of that.
Stop it.
That'll be fun to line up.